All right, yeah. Question is, how can I contribute more to the well-being of other? Oh, that is really good, good point. Okay, yeah. How do I supposed to contribute more to well-being of other? Like well-being of other means like that ki it's not really hard to understand. Okay, yeah. Like basically you are kind of like a something like that ki like taking care of other things like that. So what kind of like a something steps that you do to well-being of other? Okay, yeah. That's really good word, by the way, well-being of other. All right, yeah. So as a me, I am a kind of like a somebody person. Okay, I have kind of like a somebody my thought process. Okay, yeah. And I arrange my thought process in a such a way that I won't be able to kind of like a something infected by the health crisis and things like that. What is exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah. If you don't really understand, all right, yeah. So I haven't been sick for almost like a last 3 year. Okay, yeah. I run every day. I do exercise every day. My diet is not really that good. Okay, yeah. Like basically like I eat kind of like some of the things that I mother makes. That's it. Okay, yeah. I don't really have kind of like a very specific diet. Yeah, but it's not really that kind of like a something bad. Okay, and as also I haven't really ate any kind of like a things from market and fast food, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So my diet is bit really controlled. I do exercise every day. Okay, yeah. But one of the most crucial important thing that I am not sick for last 3 year is because of that I believe in myself that I am not gonna sick for rest of the lifetime. Yeah, this kind of like a simply believe is kind of like a simply help me to not to get that sick. It's kind of like a something so weird. Okay, yeah. Like actually is this thing, if you don't want to sick, then probably you have just have to go to the exercise and things like that and everything, yeah. But I don't know. Okay, it's my theory. Probably I'm kind of like something really wrong. But I believe is that key, like I won't be able to get sick. Okay, yeah. I just believe that key I never got a sick. मैं कभी बीमार पड़ता ही नहीं. Okay, yeah. And I actually accept this thing, and I actually kind of like something that key, it kind of like a giving me particular belief in myself that key I will not gonna get sick or something like that, sick of something or illness. I haven't really get any kind of like a stuff. Like is this kind of like somebody work, like if you believe in yourself that you will not gonna sick, so you will not gonna sick. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories. Okay, yeah, regarding about health stuff. Okay, yeah. And probably you also listen those things. Okay, yeah. What are those? um so there is a guy, I'm not really sure who's that guy. Okay, but there is a guy who had a kind of like a something very crazy accident. Okay, yeah. Doctors suggest that he's kind of like a lower body is like a really not gonna work. Okay, yeah, he will not gonna walk or rest of the lifetime. And yeah, but because of the mental power and because of he believe that he will gonna walk, he will gonna run, he will gonna run the marathon. He kind of like a something just challenge the medical science, and he just kind of like a something just walk just one step, even if his entire body, he's kind of like a lower body is kind of like something paralyzed, but he just believed that he could do that, and he just trying trying believe and trying. He like during this process he is actually hurting so much, so much, but he was keep trying. And after a year he can walk, and after a couple of years he gonna start running. So basically is this thing, the medical sciences actually fail at that moment. Okay, because medical science mentioned that he will not gonna walk, he will not gonna run, he will not gonna do anything, okay, in his rest of the lifetime. But within a couple of years he is running, walking, everything. How this thing is actually happened? Okay, yeah. How this thing is actually happen is because of the kind of like somebody believe inside of him. Okay, yeah. And this kind of like a stuff is kind of like a medical science is also accept this thing ki if you believe in something that ki you wanted to live, how fucked up situation is this thing you gonna live. Because like it's really important to essential. Okay, yeah. If there is a guy who is kind of like always kind of like a fear of sick, He is not sick, by the way, but he always kind of like something like fear of that ki I will gonna sick here, I will gonna sick here, I will gonna sick here, I'm gonna sick. He will get sick. Okay, yeah. You can do everything to kind of like somebody make him healthy, but he was try to think that ki he will gonna sick, he became sick. It's kind of like something happen inside of you, your brain. Okay, yeah. At this moment the medical science is not really understand how things work, how this kind of like something believe inside of you, that kind of like something control your body, but it is that. Okay, yeah. Because of that ki you just kind of like thinking about that ki you gonna sick, ultimately you get sick. Okay, yeah. This is what kind of like some stuff happen. Okay, so something really believe, something really that inside of you is kind of like somebody giving you that key you not gonna sick you. It's I'm kind of like somebody mentioning this word multiple times. Okay, but you understand now how things believe is work. Okay, yeah. If you don't really understand, then probably this thing you just have to do it by yourself. Okay, yeah. But important thing, okay, yeah, you just have to understand couple of things. First thing is that key medical science is right, you just can't rely on just belief. No, like basically if you wanted to live 100 year, okay, yeah, you have to be run every day, you just have to do exercise every day, you just have to control your diet every day. Okay, then you just start believe that ki you not gonna sick for rest of the lifetime and you gonna live for century. When you start doing this such thing like that, you gonna live for century and you will not gonna sick. But that doesn't mean ki you will not gonna sick, you will get some sort of sick, like might be you have some sort of fever and something like that. That is okay, that is okay, get the paracetamol and that is fine. Okay, yeah. But one of the important thing is that you just believe inside of you that ki you will not gonna get sick, and just do the things that exercise and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. It doesn't work if you just kind of like a something just believe inside of you, but you are not doing any exercise and something like that. Then this would kind of like something giving you false hope, and that is not gonna good. Okay, important thing is that believe in the medical science, consume the medicine that doctor prescription is actually kind of like a prescription offered by the doctor and things like that, consume that prescription. Okay, but as also believe in yourself that ki you will not gonna sick, then probably this will kind of like simply work. Okay, yeah. As I mentioned earlier, you have to believe in yourself. Okay, yeah. If somebody is actually believing you that ki you will not gonna get sick, it doesn't work. Like example is this thing, if your mother is kind of like a belief that ki you will not gonna sick, then her belief is not gonna work on me, because probably it's her belief. Okay, yeah, like a belief is actually happen inside of you. It's up to you, like you have to believe on yourself. If someone believes on you, then it doesn't really work that well. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, if you want to be your well-being, or if you want to be kind of like something good in your health and stuff like that, it's really important that you believe in yourself. Okay, believe in yourself, and then rest of thing is actually happen automatically. Okay, yeah. Now the question is that ki how do I contribute more to a well-being? Okay, how do I contribute more, like how do I supposed to be kind of like a contribute that kind of like a well-beingness to other, what kind of like some stuff that I should supposed to be do. So there are a couple of pointers are here. Offer emotional support. Yeah, that is really good thing. Okay, yeah. Emotional support, mental health is really essential to your health and well-being. Okay, yeah. If the person is actually went through kind of like a something emotional things and something like that, and if I know there is a guy who really required that emotional support, I will offer some sort of emotional support. But probably is this thing now कि I am not kind of like a only person that I could offer the emotional support. Like I am not, like I'm really suck at giving the emotional support. Okay, yeah. Like I don't know why, but probably like I don't know. Like I just know that yeah, I'm not gonna do that kind of like only emotional support. Like might be I would kind of like only hold the hands, and I would kind of like only listen the things that he or she was kind of like listening. But emotional support, I don't know. Yeah, probably am I good at I don't know, like yeah, I'm gonna offer like yeah, I wanted to offer as emotional support, but yeah, I haven't really experienced this kind of like stuff. So yeah. Share knowledge and resources, yeah, that is really really good thing. Okay, yeah. As I mentioned earlier regarding about my believe regarding about health and things like that, as I mentioned in this artifact episode, which is gonna upload in the YouTube platform. The people who could kind of like listen this artifact and something like that, they would kind of like something do some sort of thing. But still, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do kind of like a share all those things when the opportunity came. But uh, yeah, this is the stuff that I could do. Okay, like I would kind of like some share the stuff and things like that. Implement is actually depend on themselves. Okay, how they should supposed to be implement this thing is exactly 100% depend on them. Okay, yeah. Volunteer give back. Okay, like a community volunteer support local organization. Okay, yeah, that is really good thing. Do I volunteer regarding about the health services? Well, I do blood donate. Okay, yeah, every 4 months, once in a 4 months. And is it kind of like simply volunteer? Yeah, probably yes. Like probably we don't really have that kind of like some health organizer so that I could kind of like simply volunteer. And as also I'm not kind of like simply doctor and things like that. But still, okay, as I mentioned earlier, volunteer is not being kind of like a part of organization. Volunteer means like that. How do you kind of like simply giving the medical help? Like example is this thing in their road there is a guy who had accident. Probably one of the most important thing that I should supposed to do is that keep giving him kind of like a simply best medical medical treatment as soon as possible as I can. So that's why I'm gonna do it. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of like a somebody take that person to the hospital and kind of like a somebody giving that particular health treatment. Okay, yeah, whoever that person, I'm not really sure, kind of like a random stranger, but yeah, I'm gonna do that help. It's also kind of like a simply a volunteer that I wanted to mention that here a kind of like a some initial financial like basically the support. Okay, yeah, that key when the things is actually happen in front of you, yeah, I'm gonna give you kind of like a something help. Okay, yeah, as I mentioned, I'm not really kind of like a doctor or kind of like a somebody a person who is regarding know to know about the medical stuff. I'm not really know that thing, but this kind of somebody volunteer that I should supposed to do. Okay, yeah. Foster the positive relation, like a be positive influence, celebrate achievements. Yeah. Okay, that is really good thing. That's really important thing. Okay, yeah. If you want it to be well-being in your life, oh yeah, if you want it to be kind of like a somebody live like a fulfillment of things like that and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. If you don't want to be kind of like a somebody that okay, like not being sick. Okay, yeah, like a belief is also really essential that I mentioned earlier. Okay, believe in yourself that okay, you will not gonna get sick. And but and as also you also kind of like consume the medical things and as also do exercise every day, this would kind of like something work. Okay, yeah. But sometimes positivity is also really essential, dude. So much essential that you can't even understand. Let me tell you one thing. Like just spending time with your loved ones, you feel really good. Like a loved ones means your girlfriend, friends and everything. Do something like go to the hiking, go to things. It gives you some sort of happiness. It gives you something that, let me tell you one thing. um um if I wanted to live, if humans, if I wanted to live, what kind of like a stuff do I need? A money, right? Like if I wanted to live my life as best as happy as I can, so what do I supposed to need? I need money. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if the money is a kind of like a simply currency for my kind of like a simply well-being and stuff like that, is it right for my happiness? No, it's wrong. Okay, yeah, let me tell you one thing. Happiness depend on multiple things. Okay, yeah. Money, people, relation and career. Okay, yeah. So basically happiness is also kind of like a something kind of like a giving you how do I supposed to be like a cure by himself. Like if you are being really happy person, then probably you will not gonna get like the possible chances that you might gonna seek is really less. Okay, yeah. So being happy is really essential. It's kind of like a simply currency of yourself. Like basically if you wanted to live, you need a money. But if you wanted to be happy, if you sorry, if you wanted to be kind of like a live longer, or if you wanted to kind of like a live like a purposeful and fulfillment, you really required happiness. And that happiness came from the money. Yeah, definitely money. But still people and persons and relationship and career, these are also really matter too. Okay, yeah. So let me tell you one thing, positivity is really essential, dude. Okay, yeah. Positivity means like that, being happy, being kind of like a somebody feel good and something like that. Okay, yeah. So it's really essential to be kind of like a something the being positive relation with yourself, with the people and everything. And as also is this thing that key, if I wanted to contribute other to a well-being, I wanted to be happy with that person. I wanted to be happy, like do some sort of things, like a be kind of like a crack the joke, watch some sort of movies, go somewhere else or something like that. It kind of like contribute little bit well-beingness into them, little bit of add happiness into in their life, and it kind of like eventually work. Okay, yeah. So yes, positivity is really essential to be kind of like a simply well-being. Practice random act kindness. Yeah, as I mentioned, is this thing that ki positivity is also kind of like a, there are so many ways to represent the positivityness. Okay, like a being fun, being things, be kindness to someone else. Yeah. Focus on health and well-being, like a promote the healthy habits and advocate the mental health and help and balance. Yeah, like this kind of like a stuff that everyone does it, it's not really hard to understand, like basically just whatever the information that you have regarding about the health, just share it. Okay, yeah. Spread the positivity and hope. Yeah, that is really essential. Like if there is a guy who is actually struggling to live and die in that particular situation, hope is really essential and positivity is really essential. Give the hope, give the positivities, give the kind of like a some purpose of little bit happy. Yeah, it kind of like a something that we little bit encourage them to well-being. Okay, yeah. Create exclusive space, like a promote equality, support marginalized group, foster the safe environment. I'm not really sure what exactly is this thing. Lead by example, like a live integrity, show the patience and understanding. Yeah. Be open and learning to growth, like a continuous improvement encouragement. Yeah. So these are kind of like a some sort of ways so that I would kind of like a simply contribute well-being to other. Okay, yeah, well-being to other. But let me tell you one thing, that well-being to other is kind of like a depend on themselves. Okay, yeah. Like if I do all those things like a positivity, self-talk and things, and probably be happiness and be kind of like all those things, it doesn't really work if that person don't want it to be kind of like a something that ki like okay, yeah. Okay, let me tell you one thing about my personal experience. Okay, yeah. I am kind of like simply accepting this thing that I will not gonna be sick is because of the positivity inside of me. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like a belief inside of me. Okay, yeah, but some people are not, really not. You gonna do like you won't be able to cure another person. How much you have kind of like a somebody spend money or things like that, might be, yeah, from the medical point of perspective you're gonna little bit of well-being to the others, yeah, contribute to the well-being of other. But important thing is that na ki if you wanted to live more, if you wanted to live really good, it's actually depend on them, depend on depend on that person. Okay, it's like how much effort I do, I'm gonna telling you, it's not gonna work. It's like I don't know. Okay, let me tell you one thing now. Have you know, like have you kind of like somebody experience that there is a there is a people who kind of like a kind of like a think that ki I had a surgery, they consider as a achievement. Yeah, they consider as an achievement, like basically this thing. Like I know couple of people who is kind of like somebody say that ki bhai mere teen operation ho gaye, like I had a 4 operation and I had this surgery and I had that. The way that he was telling, kind of like somebody telling him kind of like somebody achievement, like I had a surgery, I had a this, and I, what the fuck, dude, like this is completely wrong. It's not achievement. Like basically this thing, I had this surgery, I had this operation, it's not an achievement, dude. Do not consider this is actually achievement. Okay, yeah. But some people are that, some people are kind of like somebody feel really good, because some people are kind of like somebody really fucked up, they just wants to go to hospital. I don't know why, what kind of phobia that they have, like basically they just wants to go to the hospital and they just kind of like consider this thing is a really good, like they have a lot of information about this doctor is really good, this doctor is really good, this hospital is really good, this hospital I don't know, like yeah, like a medical help is really essential. I'm not gonna kind of like say that it's not really, but important thing is that na ki dude, do not kind of like somebody appreciate this thing, na dude. Okay, do not like, I don't know what the fuck is that. Like people are kind of like somebody consider this thing is a kind of like somebody that ki like I had a like operation and this and that, like I broke my hand and I just went through this thing and this doctor did this thing and did that, and dude, okay, this is your hand. If you broke your hand, you can recover that hand by yourself. Obviously you really require medical help, I'm not really, but do not kind of like somebody consider this thing as an achievement. Do not tell this thing to the people, it's somethingly wrong. It's dude, what the fuck? Okay, like I seen that some of the people who are like really consider this thing as a achievement, and I don't really understand, is this achievement or not? Like basically I don't really consider this thing if I broke my hand, and if I think like if I got accident and stuff like that, I never would kind of like somebody telling this thing as a kind of like something achievement. It's really fucked up thing. Okay, I don't want to be this kind of like somebody something like this thing is actually happened with someone else, but I never really consider this thing as a kind of like somebody achievement. And no, it's not. Okay, yeah, being well-beingness is a kind of like something really very essential thing that people need to understand, that these are also really essential. Okay, yeah, important. Like let me tell you one thing. um so there is a guy who is actually telling me this thing that he basically I had this operation, I had this surgery, and the way that he was actually telling is a kind of like something that accomplishment. Okay, yeah, that he accomplished that thing because he had a surgery and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, is it completely wrong? First thing, it's completely wrong. Okay, yeah, but he was actually influencing to the people who is actually listening. Okay, yeah, and if there is a guy who is actually like a basically this thing something is actually happened, he like I don't know, like basically this thing if we wanted to consider this thing as a kind of like some accomplishment, then people are also wanted to achieve that accomplishment. And that achieving means like that like broke your hand and just like do the surgery. The fuck, like I don't get it, this stuff. Like sometimes it's really fucked up, dude, really fucked up. And I seen so many people, so many people regarding about that stuff. Like basically 10 out of 8 people are kind of like consider this thing as a achievement. Like I had a surgery and stuff like that, they consider this thing as a achievement, consider this thing as an accomplishment. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, literally. Okay, yeah. And basically this thing, I donate my blood every fucking 4 months, and I never really consider this thing as an achievement. Okay, big, it is it is an achievement, by the way. It is a kind of like some accomplishment, but I never really tell them that ki, ha, I blood donate and stuff like that, that I should supposed to be do that. But probably, yeah, like, yeah, like why should I supposed to say it's, yeah, it's okay, like everyone does it, I did it, yeah. But regarding about had a surgery, whoa, by like I had a surgery, I did this thing, and it's like what the fuck. And there are so many people, so many people, 10 out of 8 people are kind of like consider this thing had a surgery means like they achieve something. Fuck. If I wanted to contribute well-beingness to the people, probably this kind of like a stuff that they should supposed to be aware that this is not the achievement, this is not kind of like the accomplishment. But still, this is my thought process regarding about stuff. Okay, yeah, medical health is really essential, definitely is this thing, it's really important, yeah. But I don't know. Okay, yeah. Like basically, what I'm trying to tell you, if I feel little bit of fever, if I feel something like that, okay, yeah, I do know my body. Okay, I do know my internal things. Okay, yeah. First thing is that if I feel little bit of fever, if I feel little bit of warm and things like that, I will take paracetamol. Okay, I will take paracetamol, and next day I will gonna feel really good. Okay, yeah. If I didn't really feel that good, if I still really feel little bit of sick and stuff, something like that, okay, yeah, then I might gonna go to the hospital and talk to the doctor that ki, ha, I'm not gonna feel really good, and they will kind of like a prescribe me regarding about stuff and stuff, and then I will be cured. Okay, yeah. Most of people are kind of like consider that ki, when you had that, why don't you go to the hospital and stuff like that? Why don't you go directly to the hospital? Okay, let me tell you one thing regarding about hospital, by the way. Okay, yeah. If you're not sick, okay, yeah, like just do the experiment. Okay, yeah, if you're not gonna sick, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah, and you just have to lie to the doctor. Yeah, like basic, just a lie. Like basically you are really fine, really good, really great, go to the hospital and say that, sir, I just had a fever, that's it. I just had a fever and kind of like a simply just khokla and snooze and something like that. That's it. Okay, they are kind of like offer you kind of like some prescription which cost you 1,000 rupees. Yeah, literally, like basically is this thing, the pharma company is actually associated with the doctor, and they are always kind of like a prescribe you some sort of thing, even if you are kind of like somebody good or not good. Yeah, and literally, and it's, and because they have to do business now, like they have to be business, like how they should supposed to be earn money if the people are not sick. Okay. Yeah, so it's really essential thing is that na ki, probably is this thing you are consider this thing that ki, like basically if I had a fever I just go to the hospital and just like do. First of all, just take your body to recover na, recover by itself, and your body is actually recover by itself automatically. You just have to give the time. It depends on your diet and exercise too. It's not like it's also really essential. I'm not gonna kind of like telling this thing, but still important thing is that ki you just have to give the little bit time to recover by itself. Take the paracetamol for at least like a 72 hours or like a 48 hours. Okay, if it not, then go to the thing. By the way, paracetamol is a kind of like a, something the first aid medicine which is actually widely available in the India. If you are US and Europe, then probably I'm not really sure how this thing. Okay, and as also it cost more, dude. Like how do you like just consider the medical cost? It's so expensive. Like basically, you had a fever and things like that. It cost you 1,000 rupees directly. Like basically, you just lost the 1,000 rupees. Like just had a fever and things like that. And if you had a kind of like a surgery and things like, it cost you almost like a 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees or 5 lakh rupees. I'm talking about as an Indian point of perspective. If you are like the US and Europe, they have kind of like some medical insurance. So there is a kind of like a different thing that I haven't really experienced that stuff, but you get it my point. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so if I wanted to well-being of other, this is the step that I would do. All right, yeah. So this is it, this is that, and thank you.